Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sequel here, and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to start off with a little bit of a weird one. So here we have a Harley plus Raven fight, and we have the Claw Force on Harley. We're going to use that to stun her and to also try to set up optimal scenarios for Raven to get her darkness attacks in. Retrospectively looking at this was a terrible idea, by the way. So basically, what I should have done instead, though I'm not sure that would have been reliable either, so what I could have done on the secondary account, keep in mind Raven here has no gear, so we have very limited artifacts that we can use. What I could have maybe done here instead of this was to put the Kryptonite Spear on Raven and wait to get a certain amount of combo and then use a special from Raven. But if I was to do that yet again, I would lose the combo if I was to use any stuns with Harley, which would be kind of counterproductive in that regard. And to be fair, kind of the most efficient way to apply darkness on her was not really when I got her stunned, was more like when I got her to use a special. And the problem is, sadly, the darkness window is to an extent too low for me to have room to also get an optimal scenario in which Harley can use a special, and then afterwards get an optimal scenario where Raven can use a special. So basically we can't make full use of this theme. The only instances where I have darkness attacks applied and also attack against a stun target is when I have the stun active from the Claw Force. But yet again, that kind of sucks, because that's also one of the very few windows Raven will get to get in there and apply darkness. So overall, this fight was not the brightest idea. Like, look, there was some thought behind this, but it didn't go that far. So there I had basically no option than to try my luck to see if she will shield, and she did shield indeed. So yeah, this sucks, my dudes. What I should have done maybe was just use the Kryptonite Spear on Raven and kept up the darkness and not even worrying about stunning or not stunning with Harley, or maybe still putting the Claw Force on Harley and making use of the stuns for her passive, and then making use of the Kryptonite Spear on Raven. I think on Raven I have a regen matrix or something so that she doesn't die, because I thought I would rely just so much on these stuns to get stuff going, but this thing was a little bit of a failure. Did not go well. I mean, did not go terrible, because I was not gonna use Raven in any place, and we did slightly less damage than we would usually do with the Harley team, though that put me in a little bit of a risky position, because I'll have to be very careful with my next fights if I wanna have the last of the 6 pips available against Boss Green Lantern, which is basically the goal here. So here we have the Zero Bench team. We're going to apply the Torment with basic attack hits, because I misclicked and didn't use the second special there. Reverse Flash in there, and Power Girl. Reverse Flash will have the Claw Force to try and stun her, and Zero Bench will get tagged in while she is stunned, or while she has the shield disabled at the very least, because that's also a thing we can have a chance to do here. And I messed up. Looking back on this, there are far better ways to actually play this. And the problem is I got my Reverse Flash too damaged, like way too damaged, my dude. He was not having a great time at all. And what I should have done, looking back on it, was every single time when I got the chance to tag in Zero Bench and use the third special, I should have waited and blocked the special one from her, because she was bound to do that with Zero Bench, because she has the high amount of health from the Firebox. And then after I block that, use a special one with Zero Bench and then tag Reverse Flash in. And basically with Reverse Flash you would have had a good time overall, because there's 2 scenarios. Because there's absolutely no way that both special one of Wonder Woman and Shield are not disabled. At least one of them has to be disabled at the time. So scenario number 1, where Shield was disabled, we could tag in Zero Bench very quickly back in, and we wouldn't have to sit to tag more than one special one Reverse Flash. In scenario number 2, the special one was disabled, in which scenario then we would have being able to sit as much as we want with reverse flash. So overall there are far better ways to approach this, but I still think I did a pretty decent job. There I kind of figured that out, so I'm waiting to block a special with Sir Banshee to use a special one. Yet again, there's a window in which she doesn't use shield after using her specials. Ringish the combo there. Third special. Back off, special one. I don't need to block anything there because her shield was disabled. Sir Banshee getting back in here for third special. Special one after her special one. Reverse slash back in. He can't get hit by anything here. And we need to get a good stun on a little bit of a higher combo. I don't even think we had tagging available when we got that first stun. There we go, that's stunned in our special one. Shields disabled again. I'm gonna tag Power Guild because Reverse Slash is going to basically die to one special one. So that's not gonna be ideal. So I wanna keep him for getting tagged in when really needed, which will most likely not gonna be the case very soon. Got greedy and yet again face tanked the shields. Maybe I could have squeezed in our third, especially if I didn't do that, but overall this fight went well enough considering the circumstances. 38 mil, that's not too bad actually. So here you have the Batman Ninja team against Boss Superman. So there's a few things that Boss Superman is not gonna be very friendly towards Batman Ninja team because there's going to be his class being might and will decrease my damage a little bit. There's gonna be the fact that he's immune to dot damage, so even if we wanted to, we couldn't use special 2, though I think I wouldn't have wanted to do that regardless. And there's gonna be the super shield, which will basically not allow us to use specials. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. As I always say, does it hurt when Superman uses super shield and doesn't allow you to use specials? Then don't use specials. Though I'm kidding at this point. This logic applies to quite a lot of teams actually. Manta team, Justice League team, Batman Ninja team, but not every team. But for Batman Ninja team, just don't use specials, my dudes. Don't use the second special since he's immune to dot anyway. Don't use the third special because you're super shielded. And just put a firebox in there or whatever is your highest damage artifact and just do basic attack hits. You can combo and chop him to an extent, but it kind of sucks because it's one of the hardest fights in the game to combo and chop. But you can combo and chop him after a one hit if you're really sweaty about it, and I kind of figured it out towards the end, as you can see. And you just do basic attack hits, and the basic attack hits of the Batman Ninja team are going to be a very huge chunk of their damage anyway, so you're going to deal some sizable amounts. 76 mil! Bro, like, when I got into that fight, I did not expect to go as far as 76 mil, my dudes. I was expecting maybe 30 mil, 40 mil, 50 mil at best, but 75 mil, that's actually good. This goes to show how much damage they deal with their basic attack hits compared to their specials, because when I have the specials available, the highest amounts of damage I ever gotten was 170 mil I think on this account, and that is because the specials also make their basic attack hits do far more, because you're going to stack more lethal with the special 2 active, and you're going to have more lethal attack chance with the third special being used. So here we're going to go for a cleanup job with Collector. Yet again, his third special can be super shielded, so that will come in very handy here. You also have a little bit of a class advantage being tech against this dude. Brainiac in there, he'll use special ones whenever he has an opening, and by openings I mean after the enemy Superman uses specials. I've gone into detail about the fight yesterday, and this time he has less health than we did damage yesterday, so I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to get through this without any trouble and actually kill him, and we'll only have one Roman to worry about and 2 pips left. So yeah, I think we can actually make this. Block that again, special 1. I don't think they can super shield in the middle of a special animation, because like the Brainiac animation, and same goes for the Harley animation against those shield fights, is going to be very long, so by the time your animation ends, in theory their super shield should be available, but I don't think they can do that. Right Hood in here, this time using super move, though this time it doesn't really matter because we're most likely going to kill this dude before the timer ends or before we get to the Red Hood extension. But yesterday we missed super move, so that kind of sucked. But today we got it. 9 stacks with Brainiac, almost maxed out in that regard. Come on, use another special one. Come on, dudes, you can do it. There we go, good boy, good boy. Special one in there, Collector in there. Gonna block that. Super move of our own. dealing some crappy damage, but that'll increase our damage overall. And I do kind of suffer a bit from not having my special one being a tank, not being able to power steal, but it's okay, it's fine. There's special in there. That's a decent chunk of damage, my dudes. And now we're going to see the peak performance 40 hit combo. Third special, are you ready for this? Oh boy, 6 mil, that's sweet. That's some good damage there. Well done, my dudes. Third special in there yet again. Back off. And he blocked there very soon. He basically combo interrupted my ass. Third special in there. There we go, he's down. This one's well enough. And now for the last fight against Wonder Woman, I'm going to use the Just League team. So it's going to be Firebox on Just League Flash, and we're just going to do some basic attack hits against her. That's about it. We're going to end combos with a swipe down or with the back off, because swipes are not going to do any damage regardless, but we're still going to be doing the mid combo swipe, because that is going to be a vital part of our combo, and I'm not gonna interrupt my combo halfway just because my swipe deals no damage. It's still a good tool to continue your combo into gap close. Like the only place where you shouldn't use that in fights where it does no damage is if you can lock the enemy into a stun combo, which we can't do here. I mean, we could try to do because our special 2 stuns, we do have openings to use it after she uses a special, but I just don't need to. Use my super move there, because I might want to tank her super move with something else. Yet again, though, she doesn't really feel like it. She's got the Berserk passive, as far as I remember, the same passive that makes Black Adam one-shot her team, the passive that makes her deal more damage depending on how much energy she has. But I think she just has very low damage values because she just doesn't hurt, my dudes. And over here, tagging out Flash was really not necessary. So yet again, better safe than sorry. I mean, she still takes a big chunk of damage with those special ones that are armor pierce, especially out of my reverse flash, but yeah, she's not Black Adam level. And I'm happy about that, don't get me wrong. There we go, 30 mil, that was just enough. And now for this fight. I showed you in the previous video how it went on my main account. We had Deathstroke with Nora Snow Globe, we had Batman collapse. This guy was 70% dead in one fight. Now on the secondary account we get something that kinda sucks, which is the damage cap. The damage cap prevents you from dealing more damage than a certain amount of the enemy's max health, which is 3%. And there's only one character in the game that gets hurt by this, which is Kim-Flan's Aquaman. That passive just means your Kim-Flan's Aquaman will suck ass. And will suck ass in this fight specifically because we're dealing only 33 mil damage per third special. Boy, that is atrocious considering how much health this dude has. Is that even 3% of his max health? Because I feel like I'm cheated to an extent out of that one. It feels like less, my dudes, though it most likely is 3%. But boy, so yeah, and our third special in there. And yeah, let's see how we do with the clones. Like the Deathstroke clones are going to have such a better time because they have a far less costly third special, and at the same time there's a far less costly second special because that's the percentage health for them, and at the same time the second special animation is going to be far better for surviving and gap closing with the enemy. King's third special is just a projectile that he hits at the enemy, so that's not very good for him. So first clone died. Let's go second clone. Almost dead because of the dot damage. That's as far as it goes for it. First special in there, we're going to back off a bit right now. Again, he can kill you with a hazard. Not all hazards in the game can kill you, but Green Lantern first hazard and Atrocitus first hazard can definitely kill you. And the second clone dies because he blocked there when I was not expecting him to block, so we're just going to go ahead and do as much damage with Kim-Flan's Aquaman in the time that is left. So, I mean, it could have gone worse, but it didn't go too well either, my dudes. And in this fight with the clones Kim-Flan's Aquaman, it's definitely worth using, I think. But you're not gonna get too much out of it because you get constant dot damage, you get power steal, you get a special that he can use that's quite long range that he can himself trigger at basically any range, so you can't move back and forth to kind of manipulate him using or not using it. That's going to kill you, so you're overall not gonna have a great time, but it's still something worth doing and you should do your best to do it. And I'll try to do better in next fights. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and all that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.